Hey guys, in today's video, we'll go over how to install a single sidelight in our view series. A single sidelight in our view series is when you have one pane of glass going in between two view wall starts. This situation you'll typically see on swing door applications, wall-to-wall applications, or potentially sliding door applications. When installing a wall that has a single sidelight on it, how you frame for the wall will be the same as if you had multiple panes of glass. There will be a couple differences with single sidelight situations. We'll be using a different profile glass channel in the wall starts, and how you measure for and install the glass will also be different. We'll go over those details later on in this video. If you have any questions on how to frame for this situation, go ahead and check out the video on how to install the framing for a swing door in our view series. Now, in that video, that's specifically showing a swing door. However, you will still have two wall starts facing each other, which will be the same situation as if you had a single sidelight. As a quick overview to that video, you will have view wall starts with the glass side of the wall starts facing the center of the opening. You'll have your view tracking guide attached to the floor and the ceiling. You'll need to make sure to have a minimum 3/8 air gap at both the top and the bottom between the view track and the view guide. And you'll also need to make sure that your view track is perfectly level. So again, if you have any questions on how to frame for that situation, go ahead and check out that video. With the framing installed, we can now go over how the glass channel will be used for single sidelight situations. As a reminder, we have two different profiles of glass channel. We have a track glass channel profile and a wall start glass channel profile. For single sidelight situations, we will only be using the track glass channel profile. It will be using both the floor and ceiling track as well as the wall starts. This will be related to the way that we're going to measure for and install the glass for single sidelights. You'll notice that when you install the track glass channel into the wall start, it's going to protrude out from the wall start. This is what we need to have for when we install our glass. When installing the glass channel, you'll need to install the track glass channel into the view track on both the floor and the ceiling first. You'll then need to measure for the glass channel going into the wall starts to fit in between the view track. You'll also need to hold off on installing the vertical glass channel until the glass has been received. Again, this will come into play when we go to install the glass. With the glass channel covered, we can now go over how to measure for the glass for single sidelight situations. To measure for the height of the glass, we'll measure from the top edge of the bottom track up to the bottom edge of the top track and add 1 inch. We recommend taking a measurement on each side of the opening to verify they are the same height. To measure for the width of the glass, we'll measure from the inside point of the wall start over to the same point on the opposite side wall start and subtract 1/8 of an inch. Your wall start should be perfectly plumb, therefore the measurement should be the same from top to bottom. By subtracting the 1/8 of an inch, it'll allow us to install the glass without having to manipulate the framing. We'll be able to use the glass channel to help secure the glass in place. Prior to installing the glass, you need to make sure there's glass channel installed into the view track at the ceiling and the view track at the floor. You also need to make sure there's at least 2 3/4 inch shims installed into the floor track. The next thing we need to do is pre-install the glass channel for the wall starts on the edge of the glass. This is going to allow us to install the glass and the glass channel. To do this, place the glass channel on the edge of the glass so that it is touching the floor and leaves the glass exposed above the glass channel at the top. This will allow the glass to go up into the view track at the ceiling and not have the glass channel interfere. We also need to make sure that the glass channel stays tight to the glass. Therefore, we're going to use painter's tape and tape it to the glass. We need to repeat this process on both sides of the glass. With the glass prep, we can now go over how to install the glass. To install the glass, we'll place it in between the view wall starts, go up into the ceiling track first, then swing the bottom end over the floor track and drop the glass on the 3/4 inch shims. A few things you'll notice when installing the glass is there will be a tight fit in between the wall starts with the glass channel pre-installed. This will go back on making sure the glass is measured for properly. As long as the glass is measured for properly, the glass will fit in between the wall starts. Another thing you'll notice is there's a backing tape on the bottom side of the glass channel. We'll need to make sure to leave that backer tape on the glass channel, which will prevent the glass channel from sticking to the framing as we're installing the piece of glass. For this application, we won't need to worry about removing the backing tape. The last thing you'll notice is that when we're installing the glass channel is going to move up and down. This is because of the way we measure for the glass channel so that it fits perfectly between the floor and ceiling track. Also, by using painter's tape, it'll allow that glass channel to move up and down. So with that in mind, we'll go ahead and install this piece of glass. With our glass in place, we can now go over how the glass channel will be installed into the wall starts. To install the glass channel into the wall start, go ahead and remove the tape that's temporarily holding the glass channel in place. Once removed, we're going to press the glass channel into the wall start until it's buried into the wall start. You'll know when the glass channel is buried in the wall start when there's about 1/4 inch of the glass channel sticking out away from the framing. You'll need to repeat this process on both sides of the opening. To assist with the installation, we recommend using 2 people, one on each side of the wall. That way you can work together when pressing the glass channel in place. You can also use some glass cleaner to lubricate the glass channel, which will help install the glass channel into the wall start. With the glass channel installed, the glass should be centered in the opening and the edges of the glass should be covered by the glass channel coming out away from the wall start. This should be the case from top to bottom on each side of the opening. If needed, you can shift the glass left or right to make sure those edges are covered up. Before moving on, I want to go over a couple issues and solutions to those issues that you may run into. In the situation where you have a piece of glass that's wide enough to fit in between the wall starts, but too wide to pre-install the glass channel, there are a couple things you can do. You can pre-install the glass channel on one side of the glass, install the glass, and then bury the glass into the wall start, which will then allow you to take your glass channel and go around the edge of the glass and place it into the wall start. Now, if the glass is too wide to where you can't get either side of the glass channel on, what you can do is the same thing. We can install just the glass, bury it into one side of the wall start, pre-install the glass channel on one side, pull the glass over, and then install the glass channel on the opposite side. Now, something you'll need to make sure you do here is make sure to lubricate the glass channel with some type of glass cleaner. This is going to help move the glass left to right and then center it at the end. Now, if you run into a situation where your glass is wider than the opening, we may need to look into manipulating the framing or potentially removing framing in order to install that piece of glass. Now, if you run into that situation, please give us a call and we'll try to help you out. This will be the conclusion of the video. If you have any questions on how to install a single sidelight in our View series, please contact our office.